All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Darkpool Algo, and thanks for joining me on this afternoon watch list building session. Today we're going to find stocks that are going to have a high probability of making a move tomorrow or later on this week. We're going to be using the Smart Money Darkpool and Block Trade Indicator, the algo software that's provided by awesome traders over at Flow Trade. If you haven't yet, go ahead and get a free trial. There's a link in the description of this video, or there's a link, you'll find it everywhere. If there's not a link in the description of the video, leave a comment and I will get it to you. It'll help you take your trading to the next level. It'll also enhance any existing current trading strategies that you have. And always, if you find this content useful, go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications so that every time we put out a video or we find a play that's going to rip, you'll be notified about it. Alright, so I want to go through. I'm mainly testing the stream today because this morning was an embarrassment. It was an embarrassment. I streamed this morning, I had people promoting it a little bit for me, and it was horrible. And I had to change the filter on my stream for my camera because I was super red. You get that? Embarrassing. Anyway, I do apologize for anybody that joined me this morning. However, I believe some settings have been adjusted. I made some updates to Streamlabs. I've got green candles. Yay. That means that we're winning. Looks like the stream quality is good and excellent connection. Looks like we can see everything. All right, so without messing around too much more, I'm going to jump right into it. I don't have a whole lot of time. The kids got flag football game tonight. Flag football for the kids is so much fun. If you have kids, get them into it. They're gonna love it. All right, I'm gonna drop over the four chart layout. I've got Thinkorswim pulled up. I'm gonna really quickly just see if I can grab a scanner from that, or if I have a scanner set. Still on the lookout for the world's greatest scanner. If anybody knows of one, please let me know. So what I'm going to do with this is a time series scanner that I have, and oh wow, I sold out of ExxonMobil because I was having computer problems today. Should have held it. I'm just going to burn through these real quick and see if I can find any that meet my initial criteria. ConocoPhillips, another great day even after earnings. Let's go. All right, I'm going to write that one down. I know that we had some earnings after hours. I haven't had a chance to really check into those. I can't even remember who reported today. So let's see. That's a great one right there. So CSR. All right, let me just try something real quick. Oh, they're gonna hate this. Alrighty, so let me just run through some more of these real quick. Oh, what's that? Oh, the Dow went bananas today. That's awesome. Looking through, I'm looking for a very specific indicator. Ethereum Classic? Huh, I didn't even know that was a stock. Oh, it's OTC. That sucks, I gotta change the scan. What was that? Hold on. KKR? Never heard of it, but I'm gonna play it. Chegg had earnings today. Yes, that's right. How'd they do? Oh wow, massive blowout earnings. Estimated 12 cents, actual 28. That's crazy. This is gonna run tomorrow, hopefully, unless all of it was already built into it. But they'd sold off pretty significantly in the last couple of days. Last earnings, same type of situation. So Chegg is definitely going to be one that I'm going to play as a earnings continuation. I think that's there's a specific strategy for that. I think it's peg stocks or something like that. Post earnings gappers, right? Oh, Rio Tinto looking to make all-time high. Not the worst stock that we've looked at. Rio. If you guys, anybody has a scanner that they really, really love, send it over to me. Let me check it out. Let me test drive it and see if it's any good. What is this stock? Scaled air? Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that massive beat from 50 to 57. Usually on a $1 ATR. That's a massive move. All right, I'm going to keep going. AYX. That could be a possibility. AYX. RVLV. BHP. A lot of these I haven't even heard of before, but they made the scan. Let's see. Whoa, what was that? PKI. Alright, I think I've got enough for now. Well, I got to run them through the flow trade software system. And I'm almost done anyway. I'm only going to grab stocks that have 1 million volume. Just because I'm picky. Right? Very picky. Look at that massive ripper. Maybe I'll take it down to 500,000. Just to see what we got here. Looking for that type of play. BBL. Yeah, I've never heard of any of these. They're not. They made the scan for the day. Alright, one other little watch list I gotta run through real quick. These ones have a better chance of continuation, but I'm looking for the buy signal. I wonder if Academy Sports is sympathy from Big Five. Big Five blowout earnings, massive run. This may be a sympathy for that. And, oh yeah, I think I already have that one on there, BBL. BBL, BH, yeah I do. BBL, BHP, Boom. How would you like your stock's name to be Boom? That'd be awesome. Corsair had earnings. To see what their earnings they did. Oh wow, they beat. Nice. I liked Corsair. Not bad for an IPO. I'm just gonna look at these last ones, see if there's any names I recognize. Honeywell, Hog, Harley Davidson. Hog pays nice. That's a good stock to play if you guys are ever interested in it. GSK, GIS, General Mills, Gilead. I'm so sick of hearing Gilead. So if that's moving like that, that means other beer bug ones are going to start moving as well. So I'm going to throw it in there, and just doesn't matter how I feel about the stock. We play the chart in front of us, and that's got a good setup. I think that's going to be it for that. All right. The next thing I do is I bring over the flow trade back end. I've got the 4x4 set up. With that, I just start typing them in really quickly, running through them, and seeing if we've got any that have divergence. Obviously, we would prefer stocks that have divergence, especially to the bullish nature. At CSR, it's just, yeah, no. That's not even worth our time. And let's see, Chegg. COP is still running. There may be some downside to that. We had Rio, AYX, Rio, AYX, BHP, PKI. So AYX had a good chart. Oh, that's 1 minute. I might have to redo these. Rio, I like this pattern where price action gaps up is trading with the algorithm. As long as it's trading with it in an upward direction, I still consider that a bullish move. So Rio made the cut. Rio was made the cut. Let's see what else we got here. Comp KKR CHGG KYX. See how price action's trading with Chegg? That algo's currently starting to curl up. I'm going to consider that, plus a good earnings beat. I'm going to consider that bullish direction. I will be adding that to our watch list. Let's see. I've got this text editor that gives me predictive writing. I'm thinking about just writing out all of the stocks so that I can just start typing it and hit tab. Always looking for a shortcut. BBL, ASO, CSR. Is that Corsair? I don't think that's Corsair. Corsair, CRSR, that's why. CSR. What was it? Learn to spell. CSRS? CRSR. Get it right. CRSR. CRSR. And Guild. All right, price action is definitely trading with Corsair. Going to consider that bullish. ASO price actions trading with the algorithm. All right. All right. Rio, Chegg, Corsair, Guild, and AS. I want to go with BBL. BBL. All right, so our list for today is Rio, Chegg, Corsair, Guild, and BBL. All right, gonna run through these real quick. So we've got okay. All right, Rio on the daily. So we've got a nice cup and handle forming. We're currently above the 8, the 21, and 34 EMA. We're stacked positive. The 50 is above the 200. We've got MACD's turned over and it's positive and increasing. The VZO is increasing as well. Stacked EMAs. Weekly squeeze that's with the light blue histogram. We'd like that to pop off. And when it does, it's going to fire for next 6 to 8 weeks. We're 95% of our 52-week high. We've got a nice positive beta to SPX, nice ADX as well. VWAP's a little weak. We average $2 move per day. And let's see what we got going on with these other ones. So overnight, it looks as if though we started to run up overnight, breaking above the 8 and 21. Oh, this is a 50. The 50 SMA. And let's see. What a gap candle. This one gap. This is a very gappy stock, right? Either it's on or it's not. So MACD is positive and increasing. We just got a MACD crossover today. That may have something to do with it. This could be the beginning of a 3-bar play in that it broke previous resistance, smashed right through it. So we've got, let me bring it down to the 15-minute, since it's more likely going to be a day trade. This is what I like to see. Stock gaps up, runs into the resistance, reverts to the 21, which is the mean. We've got this. We've got light blue histograms from the 60-minute up. If we can get a little bit more momentum going, I definitely like this as so basically a breach previous highs, retreated to the mean, so it's baseline, so it's found support. I'm gonna actually give it a little bit of extra support at 89.50. So Rio maintains support of 89.50 for a run. Rio support 89.5. We're going to try to take out the all-time high that it just made. For that, I want to use the fib extension. So we'll go from the gap to the high, back down to the gap. That puts us right at the 618 support level. I've got targets of 91 92.5 for Rio. Rio support 89.5, targeting, I'm going to go the 92.50 calls with resistance. I take profit at resistance, which would be 91, which would be previous 52-week high, and then 92.50 or 91, 90. Sorry, let me look at this again. 127, 91.68. Let's see here. Let me grab Mammo fibs. So go from previous 52-week high to the low. So from the high to low, brings it down. 98, 94, 90. So it's a weird. It's like a 92, 93, 94. So if I'm going to go out to next month's options. Let's see. Alright, so they've only got monthlies. It's 92.50s are dirt cheap. Got to June's. The June 100s. Is that within reach? 104. 98, so 127 from the previous high to the previous low. So 97.50s. So 2 weeks out, grabbing the 92.50s would be well within my risk tolerance. However, I like the Junes. I'm going to grab the June. It's not very liquid either. So the stock only really moves $1 a day. Alright, I actually like, oh, that's a weird number. Not finding anything super liquid on these, which really sucks. So I'm going to watch the first 30 of the open to see if the options chain straightens itself out. Because there's some weird stuff going on. PLTR. I'm going to look at PLTR. Thanks for the chat. PLTR. What did I just do? I just did Rio. PLTR algo. It's trading with price. It's been selling off. It looks like we've found support right at 2110, which is we had a block trade level come in yesterday. Right at 2110. We've got a nice little double bottom off of that. The algo is selling. Now this divergence can take weeks to play out. In this instance, what I'd like to do is I'm going to throw on a trend line here for price action support on the 15-minute chart. Right? Looks as though we made a higher. Oh, we broke through. Hold on. We've got a cluster of block trade levels from the 19th at 21 that has provided resistance. So we broke through that resistance, we came back down, and we confirmed, in my opinion, that 2110 block trade level is going to be our support. What we'd like to see is for another continuation move to complete this little W or H, I call it a W, the Wu-Tang double bottom, right? So it comes down, goes up, tests, comes back down, and then on that third move, we'd like it to explode, right? So this algo trading with price action doesn't really concern me too much as long as this support level maintains at 21. Dropping it down to the 1-minute chart. All right, so we've got price action. Oh, you can't see that. Let me just throw some lines on so you can see where these block trades are. All right, we got a block. I use the normal algo line, dark pool block trades, right? We've got dark pool block trades at these two levels here. This is the most recent block trade at 2110. So price action went up, struggled to get through these block trade levels, they'll act kind of like support and resistance lines. You know, they'll provide support until they don't, and that's what happened. The support failed, and Palantir sold off throughout the day, came down, we found support at a block trade level, and now we're basing there, trying to curl up. It looks as if though the algo on the 1 minute trying to curl back up to go long. Looking at the chart on Palantir for the daily, it hasn't formed a 200 SMA yet. These are really tough. You have to try to find a previous level of support or resistance, and it looks as if though there's a gap here back on the 1st of last year that it gapped up, and it's kind of this channel. So this would be a demand zone, a pretty significant demand zone for Palantir. So what I do with those is I go ahead and grab and make a nice box for the rest of this stock's life, because it's going to be a level. So as you can see, before we came down, we bounced off it, reverted to the mean, which is the 34, came back down again, bounced off of it, reverted to the mean, the 34. Got through at that time, but we hit the newly formed 50-day SMA. So now we're bouncing off it again. We came up, we couldn't get through this cluster, this convergence of moving average indicators, and we came back down, and we're testing that support. So 21.15 is going to be support. We do have some positives. We are in a daily low compression squeeze, weekly low compression squeeze, 2-day and 3-day high compression squeeze. We've got a great beta, great Bollinger Bands. We're within 5% of our 60-day channel. It's kind of weak looking VWAP. Whoa. So that's that white box you see there, that's that channel I drew. So it can just play in that channel for quite a while. On the 4-hour, same story. We do have a newly formed 200 SMA that we're currently below. With earnings coming up next week, we may get a play into earnings to that 200 SMA at 26. Let me see what Fibonacci has to say about it. And if that 26 is a significant level. So looking at previous trends, that $26 is kind of a psychological level for Palantir. 26. What I'm going to do is I'll throw a price line on there just so that I know to be aware of that. We've got the 200 SMA at that level as well. We need to get through. I'm assuming that this is going to be long because it's basically triple bottomed now. And we're oversold on the market extension. So this is always, every time it's gone oversold, right? As you can see here, they bought it back up to at least fair value, right? Overbought, right? Sold off back to at least fair value. I'm going to grab, so on the 15, this is a nice little, it's kind of like a shoe. Like I've heard this called the elf shoe, where you've got the heel here. Let's do this. Makes life easy, so I can actually draw. All right, so a couple things. We've got this slingshot, this what I call the squeeze slingshot, getting ready to happen. Right, price will slingshot around. The ready aim fire signal is fired. That's not what I wanted. Let's see. Ready aim fire signal is fired. We've got 2 yellow candles, which is an indication of a potential reversal. Came down, we had a nice hammer candle, which is another indication of a reversal. We've got, said we have this range, so this is the $22. All right. I've heard this pattern is referred to as like the elf shoe, because if you can imagine, this is the heel here, this is the arch, this is the ball of the toe, and this is the actual toe, so that'll flip. Oh, sorry, that's the actual toe. So if the squeeze fires off, the premise is that it'll flip its through these moving averages here for a move up. Alright, so with that being the case, Fibonacci, it's hard to grab fibs on this because it's such a specific play. I'm going to grab it from the, since we've gapped down, I'm going to grab it from that high to this low. That puts us right, it's kind of hard to see. Let me get rid of, I'll tell you what, let me get rid of this channel so that we can see what's going on. Alright. So previous high to previous low, then we've got this gap to fill from 22, right? And that's going to be, 22 is a psychological level. It's a significant psychological level for Palantir. I'm going to throw that right there. All right, so we've got some short-term targets. I'm going to go ahead and call this a double bottom. Short-term 2150, 22, 2250, 23. This 200 SMA here is going to be pretty significant at the 1618 extension, right? That'll probably curl up and end up being in this area here. I would need to see a break of the 50 SMA on the 50. Basically, I need these moving averages, price to come through the moving average, potentially break or tap the 618 at 2169, come back down and use 2150 as support. Then I would feel that a move up to the 22 resistance, 22.5, take profit, 23 target. All right, that's Palantir. I had a request for Tesla, and then I've got a Tesla on the one. Sorry, got a little tickle in the throat. All right, I don't want to see all these dark pool trades, so I'm going to just drop it down to 7. I'm going to, I've got a pretty good learning opportunity here with Tesla. I'm going to drop it to the 1 minute or the single layout chart, possibly, if it wants to go. Come on, there we go. So this is Tesla on the 1 minute. The reason I wanted to show you this was it looks as if though we've got some, I don't know if you guys can see these candles, but we've got green candles here, right? And we've got price. So this is called bullish divergence, where price action selling off, the algo is moving in the opposite direction. What we would like to see is we'd like to see price action come back up to at least this divergence level here, similar to the divergence that played out, the bullish divergence here that played out. So it came up, found resistance, came back down, and played out. So we're kind of looking for this same thing to happen. That's a 673.30 level. Currently we're at 671. So a nice $2 move there. We've got some block trade levels from last month up at 682. That I'm just going to mark them so that you can see a little bit clearer on my chart. There's this one here, this one here. These are going to provide resistance until they're broken through, then they're going to provide support. All right, so that's Tesla on the 1 minute. Tesla on the 15. Lots of block trade levels, right? Ton of them. I don't like that many. I'm just going to go 2 weeks back, 10 days back. I'm going to throw I'm just going to do a rectangle for those 2 block trades that we had indicated earlier, and that's these ones here. I believe that's right. 687.33 and 683.50. Tesla has made a nice double bottom. Looks like it's maintaining. That's not the right tool. Gotta have the right tool. Alright, so it looks as if though we've got some, maybe it broke downtrend support. Trying to find another support level. I'll wait to get to the chart to do the support level. The algo on the 15 minutes curling up and over. If we can get that to curl up and start buying again, I would like to see Tesla go up. If that algo curls down, we may have to come back down and test this previous bottom for support. It looks as if though we did make a higher, made a higher high and higher low, but all right. As far as other significant levels, there's a block trade at 737. That's this one here. It looks like it's kind of like that one a little bit. Let's see what we got. All right, 1 second. I'm going to figure out if I can mute this real quick. I've got to answer something real quick. Hold on for 1 second, and then I'll do... All right, sorry about that. I had to go take care of something real quick with my son. Tesla. So double bottom, that same kind of like foot shaped, where the toe is going to flick. Price action up. We've got that radiant fires getting ready to fire off. 15-minute chart, 15, 20, 30, 60-minute squeezes. Kind of just a hodgepodge of histograms. Looks like we came up, we broke through 34 EMA on the 15. It's an interesting position because we've got this downtrend, right? We've also got, so it's forming a nice little flag, right? We're above the 50 SMA. We're squished between the 34 EMA. So what I've seen happen before is that it's called a moving average squeeze. A higher time frame or a simple moving average and an exponential moving average will converge and squeeze price to where it has to move one way or the other. So the larger moving average, so the 50 period, obviously has more weight in that instance, more pressure. Since it's a 50-34, it could be a nice little pop out of that. Let's see if I can find another time where it happened. Here's kind of the same situation where the 34 is rising, the 50 is above it, and they cross. In that instance, we had a squeeze pop off also, and price hurdle through it. We do have squeezes. I'm not sure if it's going to pop through it or not, but we're at that decision point. This is a 15-minute chart. Okay. All right. I had stopped at Tesla. I did. Oh, Chegg is the next one I'll look at. Chegg had earnings. They beat earnings. I like Chegg. It's a pretty consistent stock. $5 moves. So price action is trading with the algorithm. I like to see that. I also like to see that we have room to move up. And looks like we found some support, 85-ish area, right? There's this little gap we may need to worry about, but good earnings. This algo's curled down. I'd like to. It's flat. I'd actually like to see it make a decision in which direction it's going to want to move. Obviously, I am bullish by nature. I'm very bullish bias. So on the 1 minute intraday chart, we do have bullish divergence. Yay, I like to see that. That's can be seen here. We've got nice upward direction, so nice buying with price action. Looks as if though we've got some trendline support here. We may come down and test it again. We made higher highs, right? So we made a higher high. We also made a higher low. Those areas there. This algo is flat, like I said. We like it to curl up and continue upwards, dragging price action with it. Dragging price action with it. That's what we'd like to see. So Chegg on the daily. I'm glad the string turned out all right. I was really embarrassed this morning when it was lagging. I had Dark Pool Charts actually promoted it for me. He's like, I'll do you a solid. I'll promote it on his Twitter. It's like, thanks, bro. All right. We've got 200 SMA support. We've got, let me just grab that gap. All right, so this gap over here back in October has been filled, finally, which is good. So the gap's been filled. We've got, just trying to find what's causing the support here at 80. I wonder if it's a psychological level, or if it's this doji. Let's see. When in doubt, look left, right? All right, so I've identified a demand zone. I'm just gonna throw that rectangle up. I like seeing demand zones. So this is a pretty good demand zone. It's tested it once, twice, 3 times. It's held those 3 times. We closed above the 200 period SMA. That's positive. MACD's, however, negative and decreasing, and we got a sell sign on the B4 indicator. It is an indicator I'm test driving. Yeah, I may do a whole video on it. If you have interest, leave a comment. So triple bottom-ish. We are barely above VWAP. Kind of a cluster of moving average, or excuse me, squeezes. The 50s above the 20 or above the 21 and the 13 EMA. This bar is going to be range. This is a range bar. So for there to really be a strong breakout, we've got to close at least a daily bar above this range bar. I know there's probably a better name for it. I know there's a technical term for what this bar is, but I call them a range bar. So I'm going to go ahead and make that a pretty significant level. Change its color. All right. Change its weight. Label it range breakout bar. Breakout level. All right, so 91.12. 91.50. So breaking 91.50, breaking a close above 91.50, I definitely like this continuation, this kind of angle for continuation. All right, Fibonacci is telling me that we've got yeah. Sometimes I like to pull fib levels to the candle body. Sometimes it just makes more sense. So in this instance, I'm going to use the candle body because this wick could have just been, this could have been a 5-minute or a 2-minute wick, and it still has to show it. So I'm using the bottom of this candle body. That allows the 618 retracement to line up with that range breakout level at 91.50. So we get above that, then this 105, this 105 is in play. Bringing it down, so let's see, we tapped that level. That was yesterday. Tapped that level. Started buying up into, let's see, up until today. Is that overnight? Hold on, I gotta double check something. It doesn't look like I've got extended hours on. Yeah, I don't have extended hours on. Alright, I gotta fix this chart at some point. I'm just gonna throw this on real quick. Is that the one I want? Is that the one I want? Yeah, alright, sweet. Dark pool algo intraday time at bar. That's the one I wanted. If you want this, let me know. Basically what this does is it paints. That's fine. Yeah, look, it's fine in a minute, turtle. This study paints important times of day. So we've got the open right here. It's got lunch labeled. It's got lunch over labeled. Right. We've got the bonds closing. I might have to adjust that for their time zones. The bonds closing. We've got power hour labeled. The last 30. We've got 5 minutes to close. It's pretty, just little things. It's the little things. All right. So up. We closed. What do we run into? Another demand zone right there. Yeah, so radiant fires curled up and over. This squeeze histogram is negative but increasing. MACD is negative and increasing. We're currently in a value area on market sentiment. Kind of more the same. We did on the 15, we're able to get above. We got some stacked positive EMAs. So if you look at this 50, 34, 21 squeeze, this is what I was talking about a few minutes ago, where simple moving average collides with exponential moving averages and it pops things out one side or the other. So we came up, we came back, and we tested the 34. We have support at 85.70. 85.75 is our support, targeting 90. Then 91.50. So that's Chegg. What did I say? 80. 85.75 support. Targeting, I want to do the 92s if they have them. They've got 90s and 95s. Alright, 90s are cheap. Well, they only have monthly. So I'm going to grab the 90, next month's 90 calls for Chegg. My support level is 85.75. my target, since it's this one, sorry, I thought we were still in April. $4 a day move, 10 days, it's $40. That puts us at here. Yeah, with ups and downs. Yeah, so 100 is going to be my target. I'm going to buy the 90s. I'm going to take profit at 100. All right. That's if I wanted to play the day trade. If I wanted to swing, if I want to swing those, I would have to I need that breakout at 91.50, breakout and close to target the 120s. All right, SPY. All right, SPY, and then I got to run. I got some things going on. Got SPY going on. Again, the ability to remove the noise is one of the greatest features. All right. All right, going back 4 days. This is SPY on the 1 minute chart. Block trades from 4 days ago. I'm going to throw my block trade levels up so you guys can see them on my screen, because that thin blue line doesn't really do any good for streaming or videos. And then we've got some block trades down here, and block trades down here, and block trades right there. So to illustrate the power that I believe of block trades, and that they provide resistance and support, price action is, it's moving up, right? It breaks through a block trade, runs into resistance at the next block trade, comes back down, finds some support for the next move up. It gets through that previous level of resistance, right? Here it comes back down and tests it, so it's maintained, it's established that this 41 or 416.97 block is a level of support for its next move up. It breaks through 417.23. It needs to come down and confirm that that's going to be a support level, and it does the same thing. We came up here. This would have been a great play to play today if my computer hadn't been messed up. So up here, price action starts selling off. However, the algo at this level here, let me do a different color for this. This is an important learning lesson. All right, so price action starts selling off. The algorithm is still buying. So smart money is still buying this. Well, that creates this bullish divergence that has to be played out. It hasn't played out yet. So price action selling. The algo is buying. Right? So this divergence level here is going to need to play out at some point. These minor divergences here have kind of invalidated itself. Price action is trading with the algorithm. SPY's got this nice little Wu-Tang double bottom where it made a higher low, higher high. The Wu-Tang double bottom looks like this. Comes down, right? Comes back up, right? Comes back down. And then price takes off, right? The algo is pretty vertical. I don't know if that's just a end of day massive buy order. I don't know what MOC was. It was an like I said, I had computer problems. So it looks like we've got the algo is straight vertical. I'd like to see this kind of work itself out in the morning, but looks to, or maybe even, let's see, SPY trades on the day. Oh. So it looks like it's buying overnight, got above the 50 on the 5, 50 SMA on the 5, that's 200 on the 5 is at 416.38. On the daily, we came down, we basically yesterday with reversion to the 21 EMA. It needed to find some sort of support besides the 8. 8's just not strong enough. All right. What I'm really interested in seeing is all right, positives for SPY, positively stacked EMAs. We've got this 3-day and 4-day light blue histogram. The only squeeze we've got going on, we've got a daily low compression. MACD is negative and decreasing. I'm still learning about this VZO. Give me a week or two. We've got 50 SMA down at 400. That's going to be a huge level. I got a block trade at 406. Yeah, I need to bring this down to a smaller chart. MACD is negative and decreasing. RSI is decreasing as well. VWAP's not looking the greatest. On the 4-hour, so 4-hour we sold off. We caught ourselves at the 50 SMA on the 4-hour, right? So that's pretty significant support level right at 411.50, and we've got positive stacked EMAs. Price action broke through the 34, the 21, and the 8. Took a lot of effort for it to do that, right? I believe it came up. There's a demand zone, really small demand or supply zone, right at 417.91, 417.25. So 25 to 91 is a little demand zone. Or supply zone, sorry. So we've got a supply zone here. I'll just grab all those dojis. That's a supply zone. Our demand zone for this move is here. I do focus a lot on supply and demand when it comes to, yeah, Wu-Tang Financial. Don't steal it from me. No, we can partner up on it, but don't take it. I can't even lay claim to it. That's the flow trade guys. What was I saying? Oh, I play demand zones on SPY. It's important. Price action broke through the EMAs, ran into the supply zone, sold all of its supply, got exhausted, came back down, closed below the 21 EMA on the 4-hour, so maybe a little weakness on its way to the 34's port. RSI is selling off. Yeah, it ran out of juice. Right, this slingshot squeeze that I talk about, where it swoops through and fires. See this move here? This is that firing. All right, the red fired is now a black. That single candle, that Hulk, $2 candle, that was a 5, or maybe the 15-minute. That was a 15-minute squeeze firing off. Pretty powerful stuff. But yeah, it came smacked right into the 200 SMA. All right, see that 200 SMA line right on that demand zone, supply zone. I'll have to change them for colors. Anyway, smacked into that, came back down, found support at the 200 or the 50 SMA. So for SPY, hey, what's up, Ryan? SPY. We're getting squeezed. We're getting SMA squeezed. Like I said, that this. Let's see. No, I didn't click it. Did I? Please tell me I didn't click it. I hate that they have this on-demand button right here. All right, it's on-demand. So this supply zone. What may have become a demand zone once we get above it. Supply zone. All right, so I would need to see a close honestly, I think that we may just revert to the mean. So 414.35 to come back down and test this 34. And the reason that is because we've got that hammer, right? We've got one bar. We may need another bearish bar to complete the cycle. So that's this drawing here. No. Right. It wouldn't be that unheard of for this level to come into play. So that confluence level, so this is going to be an interesting level. 417.29. It's a supply zone. It's 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart. It's also the 618 extension from 420 high to this low. This is going to be a hard level for SPY to get through, but once it gets through, see how it chopped here? See how it's just pretty much chopped for days while this squeeze consolidated? We may look to see the same thing happen. So range bound. Sorry. It's a good range. 11 to 17. It's a $5 range. You can make pretty good money doing that. All right, that's it. I went a little bit over. I want to thank you all for joining me. It makes me feel great that people are actually joining the stream. The stream worked. Hey, super excited about that. I do stream every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Eastern till about 9. There's been some requests to do the open. If we can get the subscribers up, yeah, I'll do it. I'll stream the open. I have no problem doing that. So once again, my name is Darkpool Algo. Thanks for joining me for this afternoon watch this building session for tomorrow. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, go over and turn on notifications. So if I find something throughout the day, I'll just go live or I'll throw up a video, so that way you get notified and you can probably get in.